How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Streakers On Podcast, live edition at 2 p.m. It is I, Jacob Moore, the self-proclaimed, critically acclaimed sports analyst. We all love our sports talk with the analyst. And, of course, I'm joined by Mr. Moore for your Monday. His mic isn't on. The silly goose.
Woo!
Now he sounds like he's a chain smoker, but we hear him.
It's on YouTube Live too, correct?
It is.
Okay, let's find it.
Breaking news. So we have a couple big games in the CFL today. And before we get into those games, I think we should quickly talk about the games last night from the Canadian Football League. And I am already going to start off with calling actually a lot of people out saying that they thought Jared Dagey was terrible. I completely disagree. I thought Jared Dagey played... Actually, quickly before we get into those games, a lot of teams are doing their truth and reconciliation games involving working with different Indigenous communities and so on. That's why I am sporting the new Toronto Argo Indigenous jersey and the Toronto Argo Indigenous hat. 20% of all those sales are going to Indigenous youth camps. So if you can help out there at any of your fan bases, a lot of the teams are selling some of that Indigenous swag. So make sure you're jumping in there. But
100%, bro. It's a great cause. I give the CFL and the Argos a lot of credit for doing that. Not just the money, but all the publicity is bringing to it too. They had a beautiful Indigenous dance at halftime, which was sweet. And they had some special speakers and music. It was a pretty cool event.
But I do want to bring up here, we're talking about a little bit about the Argo game, and then we'll get into Calgary, then we'll move on to what's going on today. Look, I thought Jared Dagey actually played pretty decent. I think for a third-string quarterback, he went 25 for 37, 207, and a touchdown. The interception should have been pass interference. We all know this. I'm sorry. I thought the officiating in that game was absolutely atrocious. And that's when I think they're the command center, the replay center, whatever kind of center they want to call themselves now. They need to step in on that play because that should have been PI, which would have put the Argos in field goal range. Would have been a tough field goal, but it would have been field goal range. And at the end of the day, I think considering Dagey is a third-string quarterback who hadn't started in a game in over a year, and I mean, I'm sorry, you have like Ungerer dropping 2 balls, you have Matau dropping 2.
I guess his balls dropped.
2. Like, there was a lot of issues besides of the quarterback play, and especially the onside kick, Edouard just not executing it right. He tried to pick up and go, and all he's got to do there is just jump on it. And if the Argos get that onside kick, we're probably singing a very different tune, aren't we, Mr. Dashko? Lane, do you hear me? We don't hear you, Mr. Dashko. We got a thumbs up, though, so someone's happy that they can't hear Lane. I'm kidding. Everyone wants to hear Mr. Dashko.
You know,
Whoa.
I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me.
Your audio went crazy there, Mr. Dashko. But let's go to the comment section. Starting off from Ripson saying, "Go Cats, go." Yeah, the Hamilton Tiger Cats have a huge game today because, Montreal getting a win, all of a sudden Montreal is getting a little closer to them in the standings. So Hamilton still wants to try to continuously pull away. Lane, I'm sure, will be back once he gets his connection system sorted out. And to Alex, who was at the game with us, I do agree, dude. There's way too many drop balls. You cannot. And Alex, since you weren't with us for when you were in a different transportation method than I took to get to the game. So Dan and I were arguing after the game.
Like what brothers do.
Jared Dagey. Dan, straight up, you feel Jared Dagey was the reason why the Argos lost that game?
I don't think he was the sole reason why he lost, but let's put it this way. He wasn't the solution. I mean, I was going to talk about this earlier, but we got any comments and different things like that, and Mr. Dasco and stuff like that. But hey, I just think at the end of the day, Jarek Dagey did not play good enough, in my opinion. Yes, I agree the receivers dropped the balls. Well, maybe the balls were thrown a little bit better, but they have not been dropped. Maybe the balls were thrown a little more accurate, a little more harder. There would have been catches. I mean, you look at it, you have a quarterback like Nick Arbuckle, like Chad Kelly. That game is an easable winning game.
First of all, easable is not a word.
Well, I just created it right here
on
the island, and you all witnessed it live, Easable. I think it's a fantastic
you were watching, but when the ball was literally thrown directly to the hands and it just goes, ugh, you can't blame that on the quarterback.
I'm not saying
the balls. Me out, Dan. Okay, you would argue that MBT is more experienced than Jared Dagey, therefore should be better.
It's not argument, it's a proven fact.
MBT went 18 for 30, 222, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and multiple sacks.
He played bad too.
He played terrible. What I'm saying is that's a backup quarterback. Jared Dagey is a third-string quarterback. A third-string quarterback still threw over 200 yards and still gave you a chance to win. I think that's good enough.
Okay, I look at it. I want to apologize to anyone last night. If it was your first CFL game last night, it was a bad first CFL game. I mean, it was overall, let's be honest, it was a boring game. I mean, the defense played awesome, which was great. But, you know, I just feel like if Dagey had one more extra floor in there that was accurate, I feel like we could have won the game. And yeah, what was his stats again?
Just quickly to the comment sections. Key saying there's some huge news coming up. We're going to be getting a special shout out. Well, that's exciting. As streakers tag with Craig for a female CFL every Friday. Well, congratulations, Key, on your new partnership with Streakers Gaming. Streakers Gaming also powers the Streakers Island podcast.
That's right, exactly.
And still in the comments, the stats are a bit padded with him. The first 3 quarters were a completely different story. Then the fourth gives it a bit of redemption. I do agree with you, Alex. I felt the second and third quarter from Dagey were a bit of a struggle. I actually thought the first drive of the night, he looked really good.
He did. I was like, okay, this could be a good game.
He got going. So all I'm saying is, look, if Nick Arbuckle, and Lane, you can chime in if you agree, disagree, or whatever you want to do with your life. If Nick Arbuckle was in that game, the Argos probably win by 30.
Oh, 100%.
That game's not even close. But what I'm getting at is Jared Dagey, I think for a third string quarterback, played okay. I thought he did his job. He gave you a chance to win.
Third string, I would agree. Just, man, you couldn't beat MBT, and he's so bad.
I know. That's what I'm saying, too. I love you, MBT, but this might be your last year of your career here in CFL, buddy. And Dagey, if he wants to make a push to have like a CFL career, this was his perfect opportunity. Well, you couldn't ask for a better opportunity than last night.
And he played okay.
And he proved why he doesn't deserve it.
Disagree. I thought he played okay. Dan, you
don't make it through life playing okay.
As a third string and a backup quarterback, you have to remember what Nick Arbuckle has done as a quote-unquote backup is an anomaly.
Yeah, but I don't think he's really a backup at this point.
Jared Dagey going in as a backup quarterback. Look at PJ Walker when he went in his first start for Vernon Adams Jr.
He's improved a lot.
Bunch of yards, but he turned the ball over every 5 seconds. Look at Quincy Vaughn last night when he had to come in for 2 injured quarterbacks in Calgary. He couldn't do anything. Jared Dagey played okay.
He did.
And I think it's something, too, you got to remember, he's never ran this offense before. I think for a first start, it's just unfortunate his first start had to be in such a meaningful game. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part.
The thing that really sucked for you guys was that you had that chance. Your defense makes that great stop with like a minute left to go. You get the ball back. You're almost in field goal territory, and then just that one pick.
Now, that one pick should have been pass interference. I think everyone knows that at this point. Even the TSN broadcast said they think even the Montreal coaches know that should have been passers interference.
Yeah, I agree with
that. But at the end of the day, I also wonder with Dinwiddie, do you just run the ball there and maybe trust Liram to kick a long field goal?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I get he missed a 50-yarder earlier, but the wind was he was kicking into the wind. This time he'd be kicking with the wind.
Exactly, yeah.
But at least I can say this. The Argos played much better than the Stampeders.
Yeah.
Now, quick shout out to Montreal for getting a win.
No.
They've
So
won 2 in a row, and it's looking like they're probably going to be able to have a home playoff game. But
we were all here on the island thinking Montreal season could be done, and they've won 2 games in a row now. We're starting to turn it back. They kept it over 500, and depending what happening, they're staying competitive with Hamilton. So give them credit.
They're not going to catch Hamilton, I don't think.
No, I'm saying competitive.
Here's
going to be second.
I'd like to read you guys some numbers for Calgary. Vernon Adams, 11 for 16, 125, 2 interceptions. PJ Walker actually did go 8 for 9, 64 yards and a touchdown. Quincy Vaughn, 1 for 1, 5 yards. And then randomly, Jalen Philpott, they tried to do a trick play on a 2-point conversion, which made no sense because those trick plays don't work when there's not enough room. 0 for 1 and an interception. The only one that was kind of okay was Dedrick Mills, 15 carries, 72 yards. He had an okay game. But I mean, there are some legit concerns in Calgary. This is back-to-back weeks that your offense cannot do anything.
Well, Jacob, you think I'm crazy, but we had the bye week last week. But the week before that, Adams was playing mediocre, and the game was only a 2-score difference. And Dickerson, being what he is, pulled Adams and put in Walker, which made no sense to me. And Adams was pure fuming on the bench. It's unusual for Adams because he's such a good guy. And you can see how angry he was because he wears his emotion on the sleeve, right? I mean, some players are stone cold, not Adams. He wears his emotions on the sleeve. And I remember watching this live 2 weeks ago, like, oh boy, this could be like a season-changing move.
We talked about it on the podcast that this could be the downfall for Calgary. And
yeah, I hate to say that. I really hope I'm wrong. But then we look at this week, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm on to something. And then there's a little more controversy in this game, too, with the third-party concussion spotter. You know, because Adams got hit. He gets up right away.
He did not get up right away. He literally, it looked like Tunga Tuga all over again.
I get that, but what's controversial was Adams was so against being pulled because he saw how angry he was. He still kept his helmet on when he was on the bench. And Dickerson's was against it.
But you can see in the comments here, Key is is fuming. Saying Calgary threw that game, so Edmonton won't make the playoffs. Now, okay,
I don't see that.
Edmonton still has a shot because Toronto blew the game. And
Toronto's done.
No, they're not.
Toronto's done.
You told me they were done at 2-8. Get wrecked.
No, but this time I'm serious. We're done.
No, they're not because Winnipeg doesn't have a quarterback either. And Edmonton is behind.
Toronto doesn't have a quarterback. You think Nick Arbuckle's going to come off walking crutches like yesterday?
He wasn't on crutches yesterday. Nick Arbuckle was walking around looking pretty good on the.
Why didn't he play?
Because he wasn't 100%. He needed a week rest, and they have BC next. We'll see. But
now he got his week rest. Now he's
no. But what I'm saying though is for Calgary, everyone's talking about the quarterback play. I just wanted to read those stats to compare why I say I don't think Jared Dagey played that terrible. And but we look at my bigger issue for Calgary is what happened to the defense. They're normally the best defense in the league. They were terrible.
Mr. Clipboard got his plays in order and was just reading through those like mad. And he was just like, press X, 40-yard pass, press triangle, 30-yard pass, press square, 40-yard run. He had that clipboard memorized in his head. He really did get that education from the NFL because, man, he was picking apart that defense. I was like, wow, Nathan. This is the thing about Nathan Rourke. Like, it's so I can't imagine how frustrating it is to be a BC fan because it's like, you see there and you see the greatness in him, right? But then there's just games where he doesn't. But then there's games like last night where, like, they blitz him. He goes for a 20-yard run. He gets room. He makes a 30-yard pass. He hands the ball to some running back who's played his first game, gets a 60-yard run. Like, there's some where he just looks like out of this world. And then it's like you see the greatness there, but he doesn't always have it. But he had it. He had it last night.
Oh, yeah, Nathan Rourke finished 20 for 24, 331, and 2 touchdowns.
And you said he wasn't going to get 260, Jacob. Remember? You took on there. I was like, bro, you're crazy.
I honestly thought Calgary's defense was going to show up, but they didn't. Because even the run defense, Xander Horvath playing his first career CFL game as a starter, 12 carries, 152 yards, and a touchdown, a long run of 70 yards.
Yeah, what a good
first carries, 43 yards. Right? Like, Nathan Rourke had 3 touchdowns on the ground and 2 touchdowns in the air. I'm sorry, but like, if you're a Stampeders fan, you are legitimately concerned. I think your only saving grace is going to be that I don't know if Winnipeg or Edmonton can catch Calgary at this point. But if Calgary doesn't get home field for the playoffs, with the way they started in the year looking unstoppable, it will. I think Dick had said, I'm going to, you know what, hold on. You know what it's time for?
Ooh.
You know what it's time for, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls?
I know it's 2:17. That's what.
Gas or ass, if the Calgary Stampeders don't make it to at least the Western Final, Dave Dickinson is fired.
Gas.
I think it's 100% gas. They went out and got him the best quarterback available. They revamped the entire defensive line. They went out and got better receivers, and now they looked exactly like they did last year with Jake Mayer under center.
Literally.
So maybe it's the coach.
Well, the other thing,
say Vernon Adams doesn't have the talent.
The other thing we gotta say about Calgary, we gotta give Hughes credit to. No one's really giving credit. Is Flo. Flo was a key piece of the Argos' 2 Grey Cups in 3 years. He signs as a free agent in the Stampeders this winter, making him the highest paid linebacker in the CFL.
No, you're thinking of Robbie Smith, who was the highest paid. And
offensive line. And now he was injured last game, and you can really see the difference of him not in the lineup. So we're always talking about VA and different things like that, but a lot of times it's not your franchise player that makes a difference too.
In the comments, we have a gas, but ask if you think he won't get a job anywhere else.
Oh yeah, okay, tired.
We're gonna job some. I mean, I don't know where. I don't know who's gonna be opening up a coaching position. I know you've been calling for. No, they're gonna stick with Mark Killam at Edmonton.
Oh,
I know
Hamilton.
I know you've been calling for Ryan Dimwitty to be fired, but I personally think
I don't see that.
has showed enough courage that you're gonna keep Dimwitty at least another year.
Dasco's got another gas or butt.
What? What's gas or butt?
Gasoline.
Jacob, can we tag team on this? Can you give me a high five and give me the reins here? Yeah, tag team. Okay. Gas or ass to Jacob's gas or ass. With the way Calgary's playing and Nathan Rourke playing at an MVP level, will the BC Lions pass Calgary in the standings for second in the West?
Whoa.
Okay, so this is going to take a little bit of some looking.
Because I was actually, before you asked yours, I was going to be like, man, I think Calgary's playing so ass and BC's playing with so much gas. Maybe the gas will burn the ass, you know?
Okay, so
I'm going to say ass to your comment. I think Calgary is going to figure this out. Now, I think Calgary's going to figure this out. I'm kind
of with Jacob at this point. He mentioned the kind of the locker, like not the locker room, but there was a bit of fighting with the Dickinson and Vernon Adams, and they played like crap this week.
So Dan Key, by the way, does not want Dickinson. I do agree. He is a coach that likes to kind of smack his players around, but you see him smacking the helmets and yelling and screaming in their faces. It's not the way new coaching works in modern day.
I'm not saying anyone wants
to answer Lane's question. Okay, so BC is currently 2 points behind Calgary, but they've played one more game than Calgary. So now the next thing you have to look at is strength of schedule. What teams have a harder schedule? So BC has Toronto next.
They could beat them.
Hey, but yeah, probably. Then they have Calgary again. Then you have Edmonton. Then you have the Riders. Now, mind you, the Riders, that last game, it really depends on where team's sitting in the standings. You know what? I'm going to say gas. I think there's a possibility if BC, let's say out of those last 4, they win 3. They have a pretty good chance. But now what we need to do, we also need to look at Calgary's schedule. So Calgary's got Montreal, then BC, Hamilton, Toronto, Edmonton.
Ooh, that's hard.
I
think it's possible BC flips.
I think it's ass. I'll tell you why. Nathan York, Mr. Clipboard, is known for falling through the cracks under pressure. And as he's getting into the possibility of taking second, there's more pressure on him. And I think he's going to fall apart. Any day, I think you look at franchise winning teams and you look at teams that do win the Grey Cup, they do face adversity in those years. I think for Calgary, these last couple of weeks are their adversity weeks. It's been a pretty smooth season for the most part up to 2 weeks ago, besides the VA getting injured a couple of times. So now it's like, okay, they got some problems. So they regroup this week in practice, give a good old team hug, kissy, whatever has to be done. And then they're going to come out playing really good next week and we're going to lock up second place.
Well, time will tell. I'll tell you one thing, that game in 2 weeks between BC and Calgary again could tell us.
Huge.
Oh, huge game.
But we also have a couple big games on the docket today.
Yes.
Between the Ottawa Redblacks and Winnipeg Blue Bombers to start. So this is one, I'm going to call it a must-win for both teams. If Ottawa loses this game, they're done. They won't be done mathematically, but they'll be done. If Winnipeg loses this game, they remain in the crossover position. And look, this is why I've said Toronto isn't quite out of it yet if Winnipeg loses. Because if Winnipeg loses, Toronto is only 2 points behind them, and they win the season series by the point spread. Because the game that they beat Winnipeg, they kicked their butt. So, and true, we don't know when. I don't believe. I'm going to double check the depth chart. I know Claros was listed as questionable, but I'd be absolutely shocked if he played today.
I think he wants to set up Mil Stigo, so I think it'd be awesome if he played.
I think that'd be really stupid.
Sorry,
if he played
Milt,
just because he doesn't like a comment, and then he has a much more serious injury.
Yeah, but I can see him doing that. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but I can see him doing it.
So oddly enough, on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers website, the depth chart is not out for today's game, which is actually against CFL rules and standards. So let's see if they get a fine. If any other team did that, they'd be getting a fine. It's on Facebook, but it's not on their website. So that's supposed to be on their website free and clear by now.
Wow. What's the deadline to get on your website? Like day of or morning? How's it work?
Day before. Football, because football's always been like that, unlike hockey.
Right.
Where you don't have to say who you're playing. Okay, so it is out on social media as of yesterday. And yeah, Collaros is not playing. So it's going to be Strevler starting again for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And look, I got to say, I don't know if Strevler can do enough to move the ball.
Yeah.
Like, he just... It's tough for Strevler, right? Like, I'm not saying I think he's a great short yardage quarterback. I think the problem is when they're using him as a backup as well, and yeah, people are like, "Oh, well, look what he did at the end of the Hamilton game." That when people are arguing with me, garbage time. That was garbage time.
The thing is,
because garbage time is when the game is out of reach and everyone's playing prevent defense. That was 1,000% garbage time. I get Strevler has the NFL experience. I get he's a CFL veteran, and I just don't know if he can really take it to that next level in this kind of situation where Ottawa's coming in very, very hungry. Dru Brown's going back under center in Ottawa, which I don't know if I agree with the decision, but that's what they're going with because Ottawa's, to be blunt, Winnipeg has a hard time shutting down Dustin Crum at times, and I wonder how short of a leash Dru Brown will have with how well Dustin Crum has played. But this is one, if Ottawa wants to keep their playoff hopes alive, they have to win this game to try to tie Toronto.
Well, that's what I was going to say. We're so focused on Winnipeg here. I think the $1 million question is really Ottawa because Winnipeg, we know, no questions asked. Zach Claros is not available, which he's not at the moment. Strevler's your guy, right? It's no controversy for. In Ottawa, we have someone like Dustin Crum. So we like to call him the Clumback King. My shout out to my Ottawa fans, Cam and Shades out there in Ottawa, they love Clumback, and he's flown for 2 300-yard games. And Brown, as much as Brown is the starter and was supposed to be a franchise guy, Brown's last couple games as a starter, he did not look very good. So you put Brown back in, which I guess against Winnipeg, a former team, I can see him playing well against his former team. But Klum has also been known for playing well against Winnipeg. So I think Ottawa, there's more controversy with this game. So because of the controversy and the drama, call me crazy. I think Winnipeg's going to win this game.
You're crazy.
I really do. I look at their strong defense. I look at Brady Oliveira not having as good as a year as he wants. This is a big game for him to prove that he's still an MLP candidate player. And like I said, we're hosting the Grey Cup this year. We're not just going to roll over. I think we got to figure this out.
You're crazy, Dan. I'm sorry. Winnipeg, I really feel that Ottawa is going to, mind you, I also thought Calgary was going to beat BC, but look, I look at this at the end of the day. I don't think you're saying there's no drama in Winnipeg. There's a lot of drama with Brady Oliveira.
True.
So look, you're in a situation in Winnipeg where your best chance now is to try to cross over in the East, which means you have to beat teams in the East. I just don't know if they have the ability to beat Ottawa right now, right? And look, it's not like I think we're going to see anything like how much the Blue Jays collapsed yesterday.
No,
That absolutely dreadful of a game. But I mean, I do think Winnipeg is going to be able to keep it kind of close. But I don't see them beating Ottawa. Remember, if you want to challenge my thoughts or Dan's thoughts, jump into the Streakers app. If you don't have it yet, download it onto your cell phones and give that a bit of a whirl. Give it a whirl, girl. But at the end of the day, I just really don't know if Winnipeg. Actually, I don't think Winnipeg has it this year. I think this is the end of the whether you want to call it a dynasty, a dominance, whatever you want to call it. I just don't. I don't think Winnipeg's making the playoffs this year. I really still feel someone in the East is going to find a way, and Winnipeg's going to be on the outside looking in.
I can see that. Yeah, I don't think Winnipeg's in either.
Which is why
I think we might find a way. I really do. I really think we might find a way.
Well, that's because Dan, you're comparing Zach Collaros to what he did 5 years ago.
I'll put it this way: I think Winnipeg has a better chance of making playoffs than the Argos at this point.
I disagree with you.
I'm an Argo fan. I love the Argos, but
like when we look, we may as well look since we're talking about this. When we look at the Winnipeg Blue Bombers schedule coming up. Today you have Ottawa, then today you have Ottawa. The next week you have Hamilton at home, then you have Edmonton and Edmonton, then a Labor Day rematch, and then the Owls again. It's not like this is a super easy schedule for Winnipeg, right? So, and especially if Zach Collaros, even though he was listed questionable at one point this week, he didn't need to even take a single snap in practice. I really don't think Collaros is coming back anytime soon.
So gas or ass?
Or you mean gas or butt, since you said butt for no reason.
Is Zach Collaros' career done?
Well, we've talked about this before, but I have a hard time saying a definite gas, so I'm going to have to say ass, because I think it's still a possibility he plays again. I don't know if he plays again this season, but I could see him coming back next year.
I say ass. I think he's going to come back next year.
I'm going to say gas, actually.
Oh, you think he's done?
If it's a pretty serious, he's had 2 or 3 really bad concussions this year.
Well,
he's getting older. He's already we don't know what happened in the off season there. Maybe he looks at this season and goes I don't know, I've won my Grey Cups. It's time for me to, maybe his health isn't in the right spot. So I'm going to say gas for fun.
So you think this off season he's not answering the cell phone again?
Well, we don't know. We don't know. I'm not saying whether he did or not. I'm just saying we don't know what his mindset was coming into the season, right? And now he suffered 2 or 3 bad injuries. If it's that bad with concussions at that age, you gotta take care of your health. So I'm just gonna say gas for fun.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I know, Jacob. I agree with you. We've talked about this before, but it's news that's changing every week, depending if he takes practice or not, right? And as the standings falling apart, Winnipeg. This was the year for Winnipeg to end the dynasty. For last year hosting, because let's face it, we're not going to host the Grey Cup again probably for another 8 to 10 years, arguably, right? Zach Quarles is not going to be playing 8 to 10 years. We all know that. He's not going to play till he's 50. He's not going to be Chris Telios in the CFL. So
he wouldn't be 50 in 8 to 10 years, but okay.
You know what I mean, right? So anyway, 45, whatever. Okay. So this was the last chance for Zach Quarles to play in the Grey Cup while hosting the Grey Cup for it again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if he doesn't come back this year, is there a point coming back next year?
Yeah,
I think he'll
absolutely.
come back. I think he wants to come back and prove everyone wrong. That's what I'm thinking. But on the other side, that's what you got to ask yourself. This year is very important.
I don't know, but even when Claros was healthy, it's not like he was playing super well. Do not buy cheap followers on steamboo.com, anyone who's watching on Twitch. It is fake news. It is faker than Lane's earlobes.
What?
You know what's not fake? My wardrobe today. I got I look like I'm from the Leafs.
Oh yeah, look, you decked out.
Get the Leafs sweatpants on and the sweater.
Oh, that's sick, bro. Love it.
You got all that.
Fit today.
Oh, ready for training camp, I don't know if anyone saw the highlights on Instagram, but John Tavares, Johnny T of the Six, in training camp looked incredible so far. There's deking moves around Chris Tanev, arguably best defensive defenseman in the league, and making Joseph Lowe look as useless as he did in Game 7 against the Panthers.
Oh,
so, I mean, actually, I got a gas ass, so let's go.
My dad just got all the gas today.
I got a fart, bro. Gas or ass? With John Tavares taking way less money, only signing for $4 million a year when he was offered over $8 million in the open market. If the Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup in these next 3 years, he'll be a hero. Gas or ass?
For sure.
I say gas.
Yeah, it's gas.
Yeah, 100%. JT of the Six, bro. I mean, I give him so much credit for taking that pay cut, coming back in Toronto. We saw in the off moves, they didn't get that big franchise player in the free agency, which I wish they did, but they got a lot of good depth players. Or else he's arguing.
Nobody did. No one really got a franchise player this year.
No one did? That's true. But
wasn't really franchise players available this year.
Maybe Nikolai Ewers.
I wouldn't call him a franchise.
Well, not franchise, but he's top, I think. But anyway, I think the Leafs got some good depth players and Roy and Joshua and all those good old boys. So we'll see what happens this year. It's going to be interesting. I know it's a little bit off topic, but, we'll see what happens.
Look, I'm going to say it here. I think that I'm going to go with gas of what you're saying, Mr. Moore, for. But the bigger concern, actually, and people, I've seen the viral clip you're talking about, is everyone saying, why is Chris Tanev being walked like a doormat? That's what people are more concerned about, actually. But I think it'll be interesting for Toronto, and of course, we will have more about that in our shows in the future. But we do have a second game on the docket today between the Hamilton Tiger Cats and the Edmonton Elks, which Dan and I will be at that game in Hamilton. So if you see us, hello. But you know what? I'm going to talk to past Lane, past Jacob, and past Moore for.
Yeah, garbage yards. Just so I can see that.
And then last but certainly not least, we have the Hamilton Tiger Cats versus the Edmonton Elks. And unfortunately for me, I think Edmonton's season will basically end on Saturday with Hamilton getting a victory. Lane, who are you taking? Are you sticking with the sushi diet?
Oh, for sure.
Dan, who are you taking? Do you think Cody Fajardo's right and the Elks can get back in this, or do you think the time's coming to an end?
Oh, good question.
You know what, Dan? I'm only going to give you 10 seconds to figure this out.
10,
Yeah, makes sense.
9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm going to say that Edmonton's going to pull off a win. We're not going to quite give up on you for a year yet.
I'm taking less because I think Edmonton's going to struggle to even put up 20.
Ooh.
I don't know why. I've got a gut feeling this one's going to be a bit of a blowout.
Wow.
So we were all taking Hamilton on. That was from our pre-recorded show. Make sure you do give us.
Did I say Edmonton though?
No, I said their season will be done. Yo, sorry, Lane.
He said Edmonton.
Well, 2 out of 3 of us said Edmonton.
Yeah.
I mean Hamilton, I should say. So, if you haven't had a chance to watch our pre-recorded shows, please give them a whirl, girl. Excuse me, but how are you guys feeling? Still, Dan, are you still feeling Edmonton can get this done and get back in the playoff race?
Well, I think you gotta look at the awesome thing with CFL is you got the whole crossover situation. And with Toronto losing last night, either Winnipeg or Ottawa is going to lose. And with Winnipeg not looking so hot, I think it gives Edmonton a little bit of momentum that they still got a chance in HEE hockey sticks here, So as much as we're the underdog, I think Edmonton's going to make the game interesting. I think they could get this done. Sorry, Mr. Dasco.
I'm still sticking with Hamilton. I'm still sticking with Hamilton in this.
Sticking with Edmonton?
Yeah, I'm sticking with I'm going to get food poisoning because I'm eating my food raw tonight, baby. Let's go. I won't even cook that chicken. Eat it raw.
Oh, but chicken, not just sushi now. Now you eat chicken raw.
I eat everything raw. Raw cereal, raw protein, raw energy. Yeah.
That's why you're wearing the tracksuit. Actually, I can't do Oski Wee Wee with Argo hat. I'm sorry. There's no way.
No, but I'm looking at this for Hamilton. I think that they're going to win this game. It's basically going to make it where I believe that would clinch it either clinches their playoff berth, or basically means it's pretty much impossible for them not to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a great thing for Hamilton and Hamilton fans, right? I mean, let's be honest. Sure. The Ticats have been underperforming the last couple of years, and this year it's felt like they're getting back in that group. Maybe starting it's 99, because I think they are the team to beat coming out of the East. Time will tell.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to see what happens there. Sorry, Lane, go ahead.
I was going to say, don't you wish sometimes you could go back to 1999? It was so simpler back then.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but I would have been 11.
I would have been 4.
No, dude, you would have been younger than 11. You're born in 94.
Yeah, sorry, I would have been 6.
Yeah, what are you thinking here, bro? I would have not been 11, so I don't know how you're my younger brother. You would have been older than me. I'm like, what?
Well, people think I'm older.
What?
So.
Yeah, but you got the baby face, bro.
But look, this is I do feel though, when I say, I do want to change a little bit what I said. I don't think this game's going to be a blowout, like I originally said about Hamilton just blowing the doors off Edmonton. I think this game is going to be closer. I just do wonder, can Edmonton's defense keep pace with Hamilton's offense? That's my big concern.
I think they can. Don't forget, Edmonton's defense is all former Argos, right? They hate the Ticats. And this is a former defense that won 2 Grey Cups in 3 years. I think we're going to get it done.
Nah.
Nah. Nah.
Look, I honestly, even as an Argo fan, actually, and I hate to say this, for the Argos, you're better if Hamilton wins this game.
No, I get that. Like I said, I think the Argos are done. I love them. They're my boys. I'll still support them. I'll still go vigorous to the game on October 4th versus those pesky Ticats, but I think we're done.
Lane, I kind of want your thoughts on that. It's a little off topic, but that's okay. Do you think the Argos are done after that loss?
Depends if you get Arbuckle back. If you don't get Arbuckle back, you guys are toast.
Yeah,
I think that's a fair statement, actually. Without Nick Arbuckle, I don't know if they could. Truly, without Arbuckle, I don't know.
Because you said that you told me that Chad Kelly's back on 6-game IR, right?
Yes.
That's a whole other topic.
So you got no Chad Kelly. Arbuckle, who's actually was kind of saving your seat. Yeah, I don't think Jared Daigie's going to be like. He's playing. He said he can play okay. I just don't know if he can bring it up to a starting or a starting role against team. But it depends on who they face, right?
Your next game's BC if you're Toronto. I don't think Jared Daigie can go shot for shot with Nathan Rourke.
Not a chance. That's
kind of my concern.
So here you are saying that Daigie is so wonderful and you can't fault him on the law.
Daigie was wonderful. Dan, that is like saying, let's say a really good goal, let's say a goalie from the AHL comes in and he's expected to stop Alexander Ovechkin, Austin Matthews, Sidney Crosby on back-to-back-to-back breakaways.
David Ayres basically did as the Zamboni driver.
No, he didn't. The Leafs completely crapped the bed that game. Completely different scenario.
Come on.
Come on. They did. The Leafs played terrible. They got 4 shots on that whole period.
They got 8, bro.
Well, only 4 were good. It was terrible.
Still to this day, never watched that game. I remember I had to go to a concert.
Yeah, I'm not missing much.
Funniest story ever. So I had to go to a concert to see Blue Rodeo that night. I was like, Blue Rodeo, go see the watch the Leafs. I was like, I'm going to go see Blue Rodeo. And I remember getting out of the show, and I had my phone off. And I remember I just turned on my phone. It didn't even load up yet. And all I heard was bing, 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 notifications. I was like, what happened? All my friends were like, I got like 40 text messages being like, I'm sorry, bro. I don't know how you watch this. Don't break your TV. I'm like, what happened tonight?
Has something up really good. That's awesome.
But no, I think I don't think we're going to see any like complete disaster like that. But Dan, when I say with Daigie, you have to table your expectations for what the player is.
I get that.
It's like when Ungerer drops the ball on a pass, I'm more frustrated when Coxie does, or you're more frustrated in the NHL when you see Alexander Ovechkin miss a wide open net than Matt
but here's a perfect opportunity for Daigie trying to get a CFL job for next year. He just proves why he doesn't deserve being in the CFL.
Again, Dan, you're completely putting way too much on a third string quarterback.
Yeah, but does he want to be first string?
Came in this year. He has been better than some of the backups that have came in this year. Tell you right now, I would take Jared Daigie over Chris Streveler any day of the week. At least Daigie.
We'll see what happens today.
Pardon?
We'll see what happens today at 3:00 if Streveler.
Yeah, we're going to see Chris Streveler fall. That's what we're going to see. We're going to see Winnipeg fans flipping out that they refuse to give Troy Wilson a shot, and you're just going to see them being so bloody frustrated because they can't move the ball. That's the game that I would say I think could be a blowout. I think Ottawa blows the doors off Winnipeg today.
Wow.
I don't think it's close.
Oh, boy.
And remember, if you disagree, download the Streakers app. Send me a rivalry. Prove me wrong. Look, Lane just got closer to the screen just because. Prove him wrong.
Yeah.
Prove him wrong.
Let's go.
But we still have a little bit of time before kickoff in the CFL, so let's quickly talk about the Toronto Blue Jays. The Toronto Blue Jays played awful.
They did.
Last night.
That's not even, I don't even know if that's the right word.
Terrible. What's the best word I can use, Lane, on the podcast?
I would say unacceptable.
Unacceptable!
Yeah, that was,
Scherzer
I don't know
was
what.
Bad. The bullpen was bad. Poor Hyman having to go in there and try to pitch an inning and a bit. It was just a
Hyman had a pitch?
Hyman did. Yeah, he went into pitch to save.
Isn't he a catcher?
Yep. I hate that rule in the MLB.
Well, yeah, KC fan. Anything's possible!
Very lucky for the Jays that the Yankees lost a close one, and luckily it doesn't matter.
Thankful about that.
Yeah.
But like the Toronto Blue Jays, they did move Barrios to the bullpen to try to fix some things in the bullpen. Do you remember who's starting today for the Jays, Lane?
I believe, if I'm not correct, I think it's our boy today, but Shane Bieber. I'll check, but I'm
pretty sure it is Bieber.
I think it's Bieber, and then it's Savage.
Yes, B-Birds Day, you savage tomorrow. So I'm going to say this is a must-win game. I think this is a must-win game for the Jays because the Yankees are on a roll, even though they lost last night, and they got to get back in the winning column against a team that they should be able to sweep.
With the Jays dropping a couple games in the wall here, is really going to show how crucial for his final series of the year are going to be. We all kind of thought possibly at the start the Jays had him up for September, but those final 2 series of years might not mean much of anything. Might be time to rest some starters and get some rookies from Buffalo in, but now these series are going to mean everything. So
I heard on the news, I'm pretty sure they said the magic number is 6. They just have to win 6 games. It doesn't matter what the Yankees do. As long as the Jays win 6 games, so they can win 2 here, 2 next, and then 1 of their last 4 or 5, and they should be okay.
And that'll put them in 95 wins, so it wasn't that far off at 98. Because they're 89 wins right now.
But look, I'm going to say this for the Jays, so I'm more concerned not so much of, they're going to, if they win the division, obviously I want them to win the division, but I'm concerned about the way they're playing heading into October.
Oh, their offense is horrible.
Their offense is horrible. The bullpen's inconsistent. You got Max Scherzer, who had one of his worst starts of his career. Yeah. There's a lot of concerns here going into the playoffs. I really feel this team needs to win at least a round. And if they don't win a round, I think you have to reevaluate because you went out and made these trades at deadline to get better. And if you can't do anything with it, then you have to reevaluate this team.
I think you're firing Snyder at that point.
Well, I will say one thing. I'd rather you have a cold streak now than be hot going in because, it always sucks when you're going in on a hot streak and then you get your cold streak. If you can hit your cold streak 1 or 2 weeks before and still get your division and still survive, and then all of a sudden you can heat up at the right time, that's perfect.
100%. Well, I totally agree.
I want a losing streak, but I'd rather see the offense cool down now than be hot going into the last game.
Ooh, I do have a gas last though. Gas or ass. With losing the last couple games, with Boba set out of the lineup due to injury, does this raise his stock value for his contract going in the offseason, proving that he's very important to his Blue Jays?
Yeah, I'm going to say gas. Unfortunately, I think they might have signed Vladdy too early because I think maybe they should be moving on from Vladdy, but you can't now after that $500 million contract.
My only concern is this may be another gas or else we don't have to play the music. But did Bo Bichette play his last game as a Jay? Because if he's not back, like even if they play 2 or 3 games, he might not be able to be back.
No, I think he's going to come back. I don't think it's that serious.
I don't know.
From what I heard, he should be back for the playoffs.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Because the Jays need
that serious of an injury. Right? I think it's just proves we're all kind of sitting. Let's be honest. We're all kind of sitting here beforehand, thinking, "Oh yeah, Bossett's really good, but look at how good this team is. Look how many young players we have coming up. We got Vladdy locked up, half a bill guy of 15 years. Do we really need Bossett?" Well, this proves. I think it does. Yeah, we do need Bossett. He leads the team in RBIs with 94 RBIs. He has a 300 hitting average. He has 18 or so home runs. He's a shortstop. He's excellent defensively. It's like, yeah, I think this guy's going to get paid. I think this guy's going to be one of the highest paid shortstops.
He might get paid more than Vladdy, to be honest.
Bobby?
If he's staying on the Jays, he's going to ask for more than Vladdy. I'm telling you right now.
More than Vladdy.
Yo, 100%.
Holy cow.
He's had a better – Dan, you laugh. He's had a better – you can go look at the statistics. I mean,
I'm not laughing. I can see your point. Like, he is better statistically than Vladdy.
Like, overall, batting-wise, not home runs, but batting average on his defense, like, he is a better player than Vladimir Guerrero. And people are going to hate me saying it's just
I think he's got more stolen bases, too.
You can argue it.
Does he have more stolen bases than Vladdy, too, if I'm not mistaken?
He's got more hits. He's got more batting average. Pretty sure he has more RBIs. He's got better batting average almost every single season. He's got more stolen bases. He's got a way more higher defensive rating. Like, there's no way you're telling me to. And Bo Bichette plays a more. I'll hate to say it. A shortstop is way more like higher up on the salary than a first baseman. It just is.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I don't know.
There's not a lot of elite shortstops in the league.
That's going to get paid. We all know that.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, when he goes to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I don't know.
What about the Mets with Soto and everything? You think they're going to be voting up like crazy?
Yeah, no, they suck.
Yeah, I know, but you think all the money they spent, they want to get better.
They should bring Grimace back.
That'd be cool.
Well, Lane, you were mentioning too. There's also some big news in the WWE before we wrap up for today.
Oh yes.
Yeah, there's a big show tonight. Stay tuned on Streakers today on my channel, Sports Talk with Lane, because there's a big show as WWE will main event their first show on that new ESPN direct-to-consumer app tonight. The big competition, WrestlePalooza from Indianapolis. You don't know who's going to show up. The Rock's been rumored. We got John Cena taking on Brock Lesnar. We got Cody Rhodes taking on Drew McIntyre. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso fight for the tag team championships. It's a big card tonight on the brand new app ESPN, but you can watch it on Netflix if you live anywhere internationally outside the United States. So if you're in the US, just go get a VPN. Even they're telling you to do it. But yeah, you can either watch it on the ESPN app, on the brand new app, or you can watch it on Netflix. But it should be a big show. I'll be doing my predictions very shortly. I like to save them to the last minute, but I'll get those in the app. I'll do a video, so stay tuned. And let's get on a big show tonight.
Whoa, nice. I love Dasco's videos. He's a video.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's a great day in sports today. We got WWE, college football, CFL, and Blue Jays. Plus tomorrow, we have the NFL Sunday, and of course,
Eagles versus Rams. Wow, that's going to be a game.
We will be live Sunday at noon for that game, and just before we do wrap up, as you remember, we will be live that Sunday at noon. Look at that. Live Streakers On podcast Sunday at noon. We will be there or be square. But where do we go? Dan, where are we?
I don't know what happened.
We're right here. But thank you very much to everyone for the Streakers Island podcast for viewing. Always appreciate the viewership. I'm not sure if we'll be able to come on tonight, as by the time we get back from the Ticats game, maybe a little too late. But
I thought we were going to do Sunday at noon instead.
Be Sunday at noon.
We need some time to sweep in. Like I'm an early commuter nowadays, so
he's a commuter.
Get up 5 in the morning. I need to sweep
down
in.
The subway he rides.
I need to sweep in until at least 11.
To his destination on time.
Okay, bud. Wow.
But thank you very much for watching the Streakers On podcast.
Thank you to all the comments.
Thank you for all the comments. If you're looking for more Streakers content, make sure to follow us on all the social medias. Plus, give the app a good old follow. And hey, follow us on social media as well, right? I go by Jacob Moore, sports analyst, Mr. More for Your Money, and Sports Talk of Lane. We all have our own social medias. We post stuff on there, so make sure you're following all those social medias and stay tuned to mine for a potential big announcement coming up in the next couple weeks. So thank you Dan, you look how shocked Dan is.
Like, I have no idea what's going on. Like, what's with all the noise? I mean, is this the alarm or what?
That's the sound of the police. Whoop whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Whoop 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 whoop.
Police don't I gotta run.
Yeah, exactly. So I got the tracksuit on.
In Hamilton. I better run.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Dan, give me one crazy take before we leave.
One crazy take. Winnipeg's going to win the game tonight.
Lane, what's your crazy take before we leave?
Levi Mitchell's going to pass 400 yards today.
I don't think it's that crazy.
That's not awful. That's going to be Blue Jay fans if they lose like 14-1 again.
And my crazy take for the day is that we're going to have a flip script and the Jays are going to blow out KC.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And that's the sound effect for that. So thank you very much for watching the Streakers Island podcast. We will be back tomorrow at noon for another live show. But until then, thank you. We'll see you on the flip side.
Bye-bye.
Lane, are you going to kiss the audience? I think I saw that. Okay, now Dan's just being a little bit of a floozy.
Ooh.